Is this a clean basic creatine or just the same white powder with louder branding? Venture Pal's pitch is simple, is 100% micronized creatine monohydrate at 5 grams per serving, about 200 mesh for better mixing, and a promise of third-party testing in NSF and CGMP facilities. That claim is standard for the category, and the listing leans into purity, vegan, non-GMO, and gluten-free, with no flavors or fillers. Nothing exotic, and frankly, that is good because the evidence base favors plain monohydrate over fancy forms. The brand itself is a real registered company in California using the Venture Pal Corporation name with trademarks tied to that entity and even an FDA structure function notification on a different product showing the Carson, California address, which supports that they are operating a legitimate business and not a phantom Shopify fly-by-night. The Amazon listing is thin on batch certificates, but the basics check out and the core promise is realistic for creatine. If you want no-nonsense monohydrate, this is at least pointed in the right direction. Let's reality check the build and the storefront because boring details save headaches. Venture Pal runs a standard Shopify site with visible payments like Visa, PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Shop Pay, which is normal. Policies claim a 30-day return window, yet the refund page literally shows bracket text saying insert return address, which reads like a template left unfinished. And that is a minor red flag for operations maturity. The public footprint includes a published phone number and multiple contact emails, and the corporate address maps to an industrial location in Carson that plausibly fits a small brand's warehouse and logistics hub. Nothing screams shell operation, but the lack of posted third-party lab reports or an NSF certified for sport listing you can actually click is the transparency gap. If you message support, ask for a recent lot COA with creatine assay and heavy metals so you're not buying on vibes. Meanwhile, customer chatter on Amazon trends positive on mixability and value, while any creatine line will get the occasional bloat or GI note, because that is the compound, not the brand. If you have a sensitive stomach, skip a loading phase and stick to 3 to 5 grams per day. How does the powder stack up against the market you actually shop? Venture Pal's own store shows 60 servings at around $17, which is roughly 28 cents per 5-gram serving. In the same aisle, established players regularly float between value bulk bags and premium German Creapure lines. Bulk supplements often lands near the best cost per serving on 1 kilogram bags, while Optimum Nutrition's 300-gram jars and larger tubs sit in the middle on price with massive distribution and decades of scrutiny. From a feasibility standpoint, micronized monohydrate is commodity chemistry, and the performance comes from dosage and compliance, not a secret process. If you can get the same ingredient cheaper per serving from a reputable seller with clear lot testing, that is the benchmark. If Venture Pal hits a sale price and can send you a recent COA, it earns its slot in your cart. If not, there are many interchangeable options that deliver the identical molecule. Before the verdict, quick safety context without the hype. Creatine monohydrate is one of the most researched supplements out there, and evidence consistently shows benefits for high-intensity performance and lean mass when paired with training. The boring truth is 3 to 5 grams daily is enough for most people, and fancy variants do not outperform plain monohydrate. Short and long-term safety in healthy adults is well supported, although some folks experience temporary water retention or GI discomfort, especially with heavy loading. That is why reputable brands keep the label modest and add the standard dies he disclaimer about not treating diseases. Translation, the category is legit, the molecule is boring in a good way, and what you are paying for is purity testing and a functional fulfillment team. Verdict is legit and ordinary, not a scam, just a basic creatine with mid-level transparency. Worth the hype or worth the headache depends on price per serving and whether they will share a COA. Practical next step is comparison shop against bulk supplements and Optimum Nutrition, or choose a Creapure labeled brand if you want the strictest sourcing. Then buy from a reputable retailer and keep your dose consistent.